Hi, it's Sam here, and today's video is another book review. This time we've got one that's particularly special to me, the new Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding by Arnold. And it's one of the most famous bodybuilding books. It's actually two editions, so this is the new Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding, the grey and black one that you see. And it's the first one focused on bodybuilding that I ever got, so it's particularly special to me. I actually got it when I was working in Waterstones. Always books have been really important to me in all of my interests, and this is what really turned me straight onto the bodybuilding path. I'd been weight training for a couple of years. I knew that it was the physique that was most important to me and I found most interesting about the whole thing. And so I knew that that was bodybuilding, and I thought, well, this is the biggest book on it, the most famous, and I'm going to start with that. So in this review, I'm going to take you through what we've got in this and what the strong points are, what the shortcomings are, because it's obviously a long time ago, these golden era guys, and Arnold, champion from the 70s up to a questionable 1980, I guess. And it was really a great book. I mean, I'll say that straight away. It's stood the test of time. That's why it's still famous. But there are some areas where you'd need to supplement it with quite a few other things to fully understand what you're trying to do with bodybuilding. So in some areas it really still holds up. In other areas you're going to have to add to it to see the whole picture. So I'm going to go through what we've got in here. It starts with a section on the history of how bodybuilding came to be, how it evolved out of strongman demonstrations, and how it turned into its own sport with its own exhibitions. And it goes on to explain the basic principles of it. So this is all stuff that's common knowledge to us now, like progressive resistance and nutrition concepts like complete protein and things like that. But what's really good about it is how it introduces you to the whole thing. So he talks about how to pick a gym and how to find a workout partner, how to find all the equipment that you need, all the accessories that you need, and how to get into a training program. And it's the training programs that are kind of most discussed about this, because Arnold was known for the high volume training. So the main split that's described as basic in the book is one where they did everything twice a week, and it's now known as the antagonist split because it's muscles that work in opposition. So day one is chest and back, day two is shoulders and arms, so biceps and triceps against each other, and day three is legs with quads and hamstrings against each other and calves and all of that. And then you repeat the next 3 days, and then you have one day off, and that's basic training. And then going on from there, he talks about training everything 3 times a week or more, and he calls that the double split routine, where on most of the days in a week you're training twice a day. And I think, that's kind of fallen by the wayside. Most people don't have that much time to train. Even professional bodybuilders don't train that much. But training everything twice a week has stayed around. There's still people that train that way. I still think it's really effective. And something that people would say, don't follow this method anymore, as they might consider it overtraining now. But I had great success with it. I dived into the basic training when I got the book, and I found it amazing. I got a lot of success with some of the routines he talks about. Like he talks about doing 50 pull-ups in as many sets as it takes as the beginning of the back workout. There's loads of great ideas like that. And then in each section of the training, he goes on to all of the different body part exercises for those muscle groups. And I'd say for the upper body, that stands up even today. So all the exercises that are presented in the book and described, and there's great pictures for everything, as you'll see. It's all illustrated with photography, and then diagrams with the muscles that are used in the exercises. That's all still amazing for upper body. It's really still what most people would do in terms of upper body exercises. I'd say the only way that it falls down a bit for training is that machines have evolved a little bit since all of this was written, and the expectations for hamstring development have progressed a lot since this was written. So for those particular muscle groups, you'd probably want to look at other resources as well. But where really comes into its own is with the advanced training and the weak point training chapters. He talks about the particular areas of muscle groups that can be underdeveloped or lagging, and which specific exercises to select to remedy that. And then those are all in the in the exercise list under each body part. So it's really book 3 in here, the body part exercises, that complements the weak point training sections, so you'd still be the best information that you could find today. Then the section on health, nutrition and diet is pretty basic. Like, it covers really just kind of basic principles like complete proteins, what's mostly the most digestible proteins, balanced diets, calories, that kind of thing. And there's some sample diets, but the detail and level of knowledge here and the level of understanding that you could achieve from reading this book isn't as far as that you could take it if you went off in the nutrition direction. So I'd say that's something that you want to supplement something else in to have the best information today. Then a section follows all about contest prep. So it's actually geared towards competitive bodybuilding, even though, you know, as a hobbyist like I was when I got it, you could just pick it up and go. It is all geared towards competing. So it talks about posing and the events and the rounds in a contest and the business of bodybuilding. And all of that would still be relevant today and be really motivational for someone getting into this competitively as well as hobbyists. So it's great on that. And then there's other sections that are sort of trying to mention everything to be complete, like looking at PEDs, but doesn't actually give any real detail. And I think with someone that's that much in the public eye, you couldn't really give real detail on all aspects like PEDs and stuff like that. So that'd be another area that you'd have to buy several other books or do a lot of your own research from papers and consulting with those of experience to have the full knowledge there. So that's kind of missing as well. But as an inspiration and the motivation that he provides in a lot of the little anecdotes about his training and his career, it's unmatched. So it's one that I still keep handy. I think it's still something that would be a first point of reference for weak point training, particularly for the upper body, as a library of exercises, again, particularly for the upper body, really is still fantastic. And then as a piece of history and introduction and motivation towards bodybuilding, it'd be unrivaled. So that's where it comes out on top. And then where I'd say you need other resources as well, it's for the full detail on nutrition and then the story on PEDs and a little bit about how things have evolved when it comes to the lower body development and specific exercises. So all in all, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. And it's, you know, if you're bodybuilding in particular and not just regular gym goer, it would be an essential, an absolute classic. And it's one that's special to me because it was the first one that I got. And, you know, who doesn't love Arnold? So I'll be back with more book reviews in the future. This was just one that I've been meaning to do for a while. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments and check out my other videos and workouts on the upcoming page. Cheers.